Hi, this is the last lesson on Theme 8, and because of that we need to tie up some loose ends at the end of the booklet. So we're going to be working on pages 28, 30 and 31 of your booklet. Okay, let's go. Oddly, the first thing I'm going to ask you to do is press pause. What I'd like you to do, just to see if we've really got to grips with the key ideas in this topic, is to have a go at answering the questions on pages 28 and 30. Okay? Give those a go and we'll see what you've come up with. So press pause now and have a go at answering those. Okay then, let's have a look at question 12. Question 12 is our putting it all together section, where we try and bring together some of the main ideas from our theme. The first part asks you to look at the fatalities and damage that would be caused by a volcanic eruption and matching them to the products of that eruption. So, first of all, 300 bodies with crush injuries from collapsed buildings. So the product here that's going to, or the hazard, should I say, that's going to cause buildings to collapse will be ash. If we get a large number of bodies buried chaotically in fine mud, with large rock class, buildings destroyed, communications destroyed, that's going to be a lahar, these volcanic mud flows. An even bigger death toll, where you have intense heat and suffocation, and this hazard even going out over the water, that's going to be a pyroclastic flow. And if we have deaths caused with no apparent sign of death, maybe some skin burns, and also all animals, including even insects, being killed, that's going to be volcanic gas. Okay then. The second part of the question was looking at earthquakes. I asked you how the destructive effects of an earthquake could be managed. Now that can be done by designing buildings so that they don't fall down, or certainly don't collapse completely in an earthquake. It could be planning for emergency responses. That can be even deciding where to put buildings. It could be ensuring that emergency plans are in place so if one strikes, people know what to do. It's also about educating the public. How do people know what to do when an earthquake strikes? We then have some records of some older earthquakes from different parts of the world. We've got two earthquakes here that have a magnitude of 7.7. Big earthquakes, but big differences in the death toll in particular, an order of magnitude between them. Now, there's a number of different reasons why this could be the case. Perhaps the most obvious one is that India has a lower economic development than Taiwan. Taiwan's quite a wealthy country, India isn't. That can create a whole host of problems in terms of death toll, principally building design. As a result, building regulations might be a lot stricter in Taiwan than they might be in India. It could be something geological. It could be the depth of the focus. If you've got a big earthquake with a deep focus, it'll have less of an effect when it gets to the surface than the same size earthquake at a shallow focus. Or it could be the geography. It could be the earthquake in Taiwan struck an area that wasn't that densely populated. The one in India was in a densely populated area. We can't tell from the data that we have, but these are some of the ideas that may have an influence. And finally, those of you that did the digging deeper activity, the two Japanese earthquakes that are listed here, the 1923 one was 25 times bigger than the one in 1995. Okay, I'd also like you to have a look at the exam practice questions, give you an idea of the type of thing that can come up in a GCSE exam. You've got a picture here of a place called Armero in Colombia. This was after the eruption of a volcano called Nevado del Ruiz, and it particularly caused lahars. Killed a lot of people through lahars. They're particularly destructive because they're this dense mass of water and ash that flow at fairly high speed. There are lots of different causes of lahars, but the one listed here that doesn't is where we get lava flowing into the ocean. In your exam, you can get these slightly longer questions. You'll see they're labelled QER, Quality of Extended Response. So your answer should flow as a paragraph. I'm going to give you some bullet points here to show you the type of things that you should be talking about. So if you're looking at two methods that could be used, any two of these will give you the marks. So you could look at seismic evidence, looking for earthquakes getting more frequent, getting closer to the surface. We could look at the deformation of the volcano. Is it swelling up as the magma and the gas fills up the magma chamber underneath it? As that magma gets to the surface, would the gas emissions increase? Particularly gases like sulfur dioxide, carbon dioxide, that are indicators of volcanic activity. Or it could be changes in the water in the volcano. Is it getting hotter? Is the pressure increasing on the groundwater? Is the acidity increasing, perhaps as sulfur gets dissolved into it? Any two of those can get you the marks, but you do need to add some extra information, not just listing the each factor. The last question here was to give two reasons why the level of risk from hazards is reduced in areas of higher economic development. Wealthier countries don't suffer as much from hazards as poorer countries. And the reason for that is that the wealthy countries can afford better preparations, more monitoring of the hazards, better education. For earthquakes, they can construct better buildings. The response to them then can be a lot more thorough. They'll have more resources to go and help places that are affected. Okay, to finish off Theme 8 for this half term, can we now, as geological experts, fill in the rest of what's in a word? You should now know what the meaning of all of these terms is. Okay, that finishes our work on Theme 8. You should have a complete Theme 8 booklet. Take this time now to go back through everything, see have you got answers to everything. Have you tried all the activities? If it's things that we were doing since we've been on lockdown, go back, find the videos. If you need to go back over anything, see where those answers are coming from. After half term, we're going to get stuck into Theme 9. I'll see you then.